Hi everyone! Some of you might wonder if it's a good idea for an artist or for an illustrator to open a shop these days. In this video I will talk about my experience, why I decided to close my shop, and I think this video will be helpful for all of you out there who are thinking about opening your own shop, and hopefully it will help you to avoid some of the mistakes that I made. So I closed my online shop in December 2023 after years of running it, and I promised you since then that I will make a video explaining why I made this decision. It's important for me to mention my situation for you to kind of understand my background and where I'm coming from. From the very beginning, my shop wasn't designed for me to maintain myself from it entirely, and also that at the end of this video I'm going to leave you a list of things that I'm not mentioning here that might be important for you. So, is an online store worth it? Can you maintain yourself from it? And if you're an illustrator, should you have one? For a quick background, I put my illustrated prints for sale very early on in my career. Back then it was on Etsy. This is how I started. And I made it mostly to gain some more online presence and start building my brand as an artist. Also back then, all the illustrators that I was looking up to had their own online shop, which made me think this is kind of a must. Later on, I transitioned from Etsy to my own website, and if you've been watching my channel, then you know all of the reasons why I don't think Etsy is a good choice for an artist to sell their products on. The interesting part is that while my illustration career took off and I started getting more and more projects, I started working with more and more clients, my online presence was growing, my online accounts were growing, my shop and online sales didn't really follow the same pattern. And so I tried and experimented with many different things. It was all a trial and error process for me, which means I learned a lot. And I offered, throughout having the whole time I had my shop, I offered a variety of products. So I started with prints, with stickers. Later on, I added t-shirts, sweatshirts, books, puzzles, all of this to basically see what was more required. I also offered postcards, products that I don't even remember, all of this to kind of see what worked best, what was resulting more attractive to my clients. I also experimented with different shop modalities, meaning that for a very long time I would have my shop open all the time. Later I would switch to having a pop-up shop that would open from time to time for a very limited period of time. I also made a lot of experiments when it comes to shipping. So at one time I offer super quick shipping. Another times I would ship all my orders at the end of each month. I also offered shipping included in the price. I played with discounts. Sometimes I offer discounts for bigger orders, sometimes for some kind of products. So there's a lot of trying and observing how the things are working for me and for my shop. Now, the whole question of shipping. Once I moved to the Netherlands, where I currently lived, I had to switch to a private shipping provider company because the local certified post in the Netherlands is ridiculously expensive, so I had to look for another option. And this big private shipping provider didn't allow me to create and print automated labels, which really sounds like a detail, but if you have your own shop, you know that it's not, it doesn't really come down to it. Creating shipping is something that can really take you a lot of time. So it meant for me personally that I had to type in manually each customer details one by one, which in practice meant that I would spend an hour, for example, preparing only 5 labels, and this is all with help of my husband, who was very patiently helping me with that. But this is something that the whole shipping question and your options, this is something that you definitely should research beforehand. Another question is the issue with stock, and this is something that I don't see many illustrators talk about. The thing with stock is that, for example, in my case, I still have many of the first prints that I've ever ever ordered. And this is because I didn't know any better, because I was very inexperienced, and I ordered them in very large quantities. And also because, as you know for sure, ordering in bulk means that price per unit is much lower. The thing with having a stock is that as a small shop owner, you need to be constantly diversifying your offer and products that you offer to your clients, so that at all times your shop offer is attractive to your customers and you keep it updated all the time. Another thing that might seem like a detail are all the shipping materials involved. They also take up so much space and also require a lot of organization from you. Getting them in bulk, once again, means that the price will be more economical, but once again, they take up a lot of space. So, for example, in my case, for the last 5 years, I've had my own studio space, but even so, finding a storage space for all of those things involved in carrying and running your own shop was really hard. Of course, you can always consider printing prints at home. Pretty good alternative. If you need any printer recommendation, I still stand by the one that I've been recommending all the time. I've had mine for the last, I think, 7 years. There are at least 3 videos about my printer on my channel, so look them up. And printing at home also allows you to diversify your offer, but once again requires a lot of work, and of course doesn't allow you to produce any other kind of products outside of prints. Even though I closed my shop, I still hold very good memories of the whole experience. I love knowing that my customers have something I made at their homes, or they decided to buy something from me to gift to a very special person. It's a really unique feeling to know that somebody's buying something that you made directly from you. So if you got something from my shop, once again, a huge thank you. So for me, running a shop was a constant balancing act. It required a lot of energy and time, and very often it was pulling me away from the main core of my job, which is creating art, working with clients, marketing efforts, and my personal projects and content creation. Also, it's very important to mention that at no point my shop earnings was something that I could maintain myself from, but also on the other hand, it was never really my goal behind having a store. My whole shop experience taught me a lot about prioritizing and really choosing to focus on what's important for you and your individual career. And I guess that's the point of this whole video. It's all up to you what the pillars of your illustration career should be. You can't spread yourself too thin, so if like me, you produce commercial illustrations or are busy with your personal projects or create content, a shop might become a burden rather than a pleasant additional task that it should be. If, however, you as an illustrator focus on catering to wholesalers or private customers rather than working with business clients, go for it and invest in your store, and I am sure it will pay off. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next video. Bye!